Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins. Everyone's gearing up for this year's E3 announcements already, and it looks like Bioware is getting in on the festivities in a big way this time around. According to one report, they will be unveiling their brand new IP at the conference, and it has a lot in common with Destiny and The Division. That report comes from Liam Robertson, the YouTube gaming historian who also reported about what went wrong with Mass Effect Andromeda. In Robertson's newest podcast, he says that Bioware Edmonton, the team behind the original Mass Effect trilogy, has been working on this new IP codenamed Dylan for the last 4 years. Robertson said, "Dylan is, from what I understand, a sci-fi themed game. It is sort of Destiny style, takes some elements from The Division. It has light MMO elements. Someone described it as a semi-MMO. Robertson also claims this is Bioware's biggest project yet and that it will feature co-op play. However, Robertson also reported in that same podcast that Knights of the Old Republic is getting the reboot treatment from Bioware Austin, which we covered in a story yesterday. Now, that rumor is making its way around the internet. There's been a little bit of doubt cast on its potential accuracy. Kotaku's Jason Schreier said today that the Knights of the Old Republic rumor is based on some old information. Rather, Bioware Austin is mostly focused on the new IP, Dylan. Either way, we're probably gonna learn a lot more about at least one of these games at E3 now that Mass Effect Andromeda is out of the way. Now, Lost Legacy, the upcoming expansion to Uncharted 4, finally has a release date and a price. Naughty Dog announced today that the Chloe Frazier starring update will be out on August 22nd for the price of $40. They also dropped a new trailer for Lost Legacy, plus revealed that people who pre-order it from participating retailers will also receive the Jak and Daxter Precursor trilogy on PS4 for free. In other PlayStation news, looks like we've got even more back and forth about whether or not the remastered Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy is actually going to be a PlayStation exclusive. Back in February, PlayStation Ireland said it was merely a timed exclusive, but last month, March, marketing materials in Australia indicated that it would be an actual exclusive, and now PlayStation UK is saying the same thing. Inyo Gaffer posted an email from PlayStation UK which claimed, again, that Crash Bandicoot will be exclusive to PS4. At this point, kinda hard to tell if PC or Xbox One owners should get their hopes up about their chances of playing this beloved classic. If someone could make up their minds, that would be really great, thanks. Now, it looks like Remedy is returning back to PlayStation after making Alan Wake and Quantum Break exclusively for Microsoft. The developer announced today that they're currently working on 2 new AAA multi-platform titles. One of these games we already knew about, the campaign mode for Crossfire 2, the sequel to one of the world's biggest online shooters from Korean developer Smilegate. But the second is the mysterious project codenamed P7, which they're building in the same engine they used for Quantum Break. According to Remedy, they're porting the engine, Northlight, for use on PS4. Now, there's no telling what this new project is or when we'll see it, but last fall the company said it's pretty far off and just in the conceptual stage at the moment. So, I guess don't hold your breath, it's gonna be a little bit of a wait. They also gave a heads up last year that it's not related to Alan Wake either. I mean, come on, at this point, could you just give us another Max Payne, guys? We really like Max Payne. I mean, I guess like Rockstar did okay, but I like the original Max Payne. Now, we're starting to get some more information about just how well some of the Switch's launch titles did at retail. After reporting yesterday that Breath of the Wild sold 1.5 million units in its first week, video game analyst VG Charts is reporting numbers for both 1-2 Switch and Super Bomberman R. According to their estimates, 1-2 Switch pulled down 187,000 units sold in its first week, while Super Bomberman R did 127,000, and probably 125,000 of those are disappointed. Yo, seriously, that game cost that much for that gameplay? You're kidding, right? Interestingly enough, those are actually pretty similar to another one of this year's big exclusive releases for Xbox One, Halo Wars 2, which VG Charts said last week moved 149,000 copies. Which means that's either like really good for 1-2 Switch and Super Bomberman R, or that's really bad for Halo Wars 2. Maybe both, considering their install bases. Overwatch is getting a new event today, and thanks to the internet, those have all leaked early. Who needs surprises anymore? The trailer for the Insurrection event was accidentally published early by PlayStation France, revealing a new game mode and skins for Blizzard's shooter. According to the translated trailer, thanks Reddit, Insurrection is a PvE mode that goes back in time to Overwatch lore to join the old team as they deal against the Omnic Raptor Uprising. Yeah, I don't really know what that means either. I won't pretend to know a whole ton about Overwatch, but sure, go get your new skins and your dozens of collectibles. You only have them until May 1st, so still a couple of weeks for Raptors. Game review aggregator OpenCritic says it's discovered a bunch of ethical violations on the part of one of its included review sites. In a report, OpenCritic said it found multiple examples of brash games changing scores of game reviews despite the objections of its reviewers. Brash has been coming up a lot recently over some allegations that a former writer made. An investigation by OpenCritic also found that the site stripped authors of credit for their work and attempted to cover up its actions after being confronted by OpenCritic. During the investigation, Brash Games asked to no longer be listed on OpenCritic. The aggregator says it will now reevaluate its publication requirements when considering future reviewers to be included. OpenCritic's team added, "By granting approval to Brash Games this past December, we feel that we made a significant error as an aggregator by providing validation and drawing industry attention to an editor-in-chief and hobbyist that seems to lack formal journalism understanding, professionalism, and training." Alright, so as if all of the leaks we reported on yesterday weren't enough, we've got some more DC leaks for you guys, and this latest batch has to do with the upcoming sequel to Man of Steel. Finally, something that's not Batman-ish. According to a post on Reddit, a leaker said that the movie will feature Black Adam as the main bad guy. The evil magician, who will be played by Dwayne Johnson, was initially just going to make an appearance, but Warner Brothers apparently felt like Johnson deserved a bigger role, as do we all. And also, Matthew Vaughn is still in talks to direct, but Warner Brothers is reaching out to other candidates as well. Oh, and don't get your hopes up for a Shazam movie anytime soon. Warner Brothers apparently didn't like any of the script drafts and is apparently much more interested in Black Adam, according to the leaker. Again, none of this is confirmed, but it's an interesting look into who might be squaring off against Superman soon. Would this be the first time we all cheer for the villain? Nah. DC's villains are always really interesting. They got that nailed. Now, people really love movies about, well, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and also fast cars starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Speaking of which, The Fate of the Furious could have the biggest opening weekend ever for the franchise. Shocking, I know. Deadline reported that the movie could make between $375 and $440 million in the first 3 days, which means it could beat the $397 million made by Furious 7 in 2015. Now, the movie is pretty star-studded. It will star Vin Diesel, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Michelle Rodriguez, Jason Statham, Charlize Theron, Helen Mirren, she's a babe, and Kurt Russell. So, gonna need a lot of big salaries there, and it's gonna make a lot of money. Now, The Fate of the Furious hits theaters this Friday, so we'll see. But there are explosions, there are fast cars, and it's all about family. So, I'm set. Now, we're set to get a proper trailer for The Last Jedi, speaking of being set, very soon. The trailer will reportedly debut at the franchise's annual celebration event in Florida later this week. The one that Andy is at, he's going to, so because he's a huge Star Wars nerd. And according to Star Wars Newsnet, the trailer will be more than just a short teaser. The site tweeted that it will definitely have the full trailer feel, not just a brief teaser. There will also be a Last Jedi panel at the celebration event featuring director Rian Johnson and Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy, along with some cast members. We still don't know much about the movie's plot, but earlier this year, Johnson said, "I want it to be a blast and to be funny and to be a ride, the way The Force Awakens and the original Star Wars movies were." So that's something. At any rate, trailer drops later this week. Can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited. That was a slut for Star Wars. All right, hey, don't swat people, okay? That's the big lesson. It's shitty and it's a crime. And also, it's just, don't do it. A man in the UK has the dubious honor of being the first British person to get charged in a swatting incident that took place in Maryland. The Independent reported that 21-year-old Robert McDade allegedly called a terrorism hotline in Maryland and posed as a streamer named Tyron Dobbs. The cops raided Dobbs' house and shot him with rubber bullets, which broke bones in his face and bruised his lungs. Investigators finally realized the mistake and traced the call to McDade, who has now been charged with 3 crimes, including conspiracy to produce false information and hoax. He could get 20 years in prison if convicted. Another gamer allegedly involved in the swatting, Zachary Lee, has also been charged. Don't want to go to prison? Don't be an asshead. Pretty easy. Now, if you want to work at McDonald's in Australia, you can now apply through Snapchat. Because why not, I guess. The fast food giant is rolling out a program that asks potential candidates to send the company a 10-second video using a filter that shows them wearing a McDonald's uniform, according to the Next Web. The company then will pick its favorites and send applications to the, lucky winners. McDonald's Australia's COO Sean Rooming told news.com.au that the company is looking for applicants with a bubbly personality. He also added that he'd learned a lot about Snapchat recently from my 14-year-old daughter. Yeah, but dude, Snapchat isn't for applying for jobs, it's for sending nudes. It's like the opposite of jobs. Get with the times, all right? Don't ruin this for us. My dad's gonna find Snapchat any day and then I've gotta go. To what's cool now? Has everyone moved on already? I don't know. Yeah, who knows, right? God.
I have no clue. I didn't know what dank meant.
You're our designated youth, okay?
I'm not a youth.
Well, we don't know what's cool, but that's no surprise. That's all the news we have for you guys today. Let us know what you think of all the stories in the comments below to make sure you get all of the news from every corner of the internet every day. Like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to The Know. We'll teach you all about the Snapchats. You guys, you can turn your face into an orange.
What?
Yeah, when they got the orange filter.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it can be orange juice. And you open your mouth and then it just goes juice everywhere.